We're looking at practice clips from minicamps and OTAs, and today we're looking at the Carolina Panthers and getting a good look at Jimmy Horn Jr. We're going to watch him run through some routes, catch some balls, and everything else. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice, rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, everything in between, so you can get a good look at your rookies. Those quarterback battles, those guys you're getting ready to draft in fantasy football here soon. It's all right here. Know what your players are doing behind the scenes. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're looking at Jimmy Horn Jr. today. About a minute and a half of clips. But you know how we do. We loop this and keep talking ball. We're going to prospect out the training camp. Talk about what we want to see from him in training camp. Also, what we're expecting to see from his rookie season. But here we go. This is a wide receiver here that's very twitched up. And the Colorado wide receivers not named Travis Hunter, I'm talking about Horn and LeJohntay Wester, are two wide receivers you need to pay attention to. They are going to be tremendous role players in this league at minimum. And Horn here with the Panthers, over time, as this depth chart starts to turn over, you could see him carve out a much larger role. And he also plays different compared to other wide receivers on the roster. What we're hearing from him, minicamp, OTAs, rookie camp, he's been balling out. He's been looking good. We're definitely seeing that in the practice clips. And we have T-Mac drafted in the first round of this year's draft. They drafted Xavier Legette in the first round of last year's draft. You're looking at Adam Thielen. They got Renfro, who's a sneaky addition to this team. Cokeheads unite with Jalen Coker. You got some talent here. Some sneaky talent here on the Carolina Panthers. And Horn is about as sneaky as you can get. So what's different with him compared to a lot of the other wide receivers? He's twitched up. You can put him in the slot. You can put him on the outside as well. And when you look at the East-West Shrine Game practices, he was cooking. Him and LeJohntay Wester. Those Colorado wide receivers can cook. They can burn up the track. They can create separation on a dime. Those are wide receivers to pay attention to. I would not be surprised if he does not carve out a decent role with the Carolina Panthers over time. So what are we looking for him out of training camp? I'm just expecting him to do the same. I'm expecting him to just ball out, look good in practice, get some good notes here and there from beat writers, get his name brought up by the coaches here and there. We're expecting that. Expect him to cook a little bit in the joint practices. That speed, how he's twitched up a little bit, that's going to put him on notice because he's going to be creating separation. His career starting off, I expect a ramp up because there's a lot of competition right now, but he's talented. He should be able to carve out some sort of role on this team. Special teams to a lighter role to start things off, and then it ramping up. He's a guy to root for if you like late round picks. If you like the Colorado Buffalo, but you're not into the heavies like the Shedeur Sanders or the Travis Hunters, you wanted somebody from that team to root for outside like the obvious because you like what you're seeing there. Here's a player for you. Here's a player. Him and LeJohntay Wester, the underdogs. The guys that are not being paid attention to. I got a lot of Colorado fans that pay attention to the channel because we cover their recruiting in the offseason. January, February, March, we cover all their players, covering the highlights. And I'll tell you this, Horn and Wester, those are two late-round picks, and they fell mainly due to their size, due to them not really being on the radar, not much of a hype train behind them. But these are two wide receivers that can cook it on the track, that can cook it, creating separation with their route tree. That's what we're looking at here with Jimmy Horn. Horn is a player that could surprise you somewhere down the line. It could be this year. It could be they get a slew of injuries, and next thing you know, they got to have him run like an 80-90% route participation rate, and all of a sudden, he's starting to cook up because he can create separation off the whip, right off the breaking off the route, because he can definitely do that. Sticky hands, he's a very reliable player. What I expect out of him long-term is being a reliable player for the Carolina Panthers. For fantasy football, might be outside of scope right now. For fantasy football, you got to score on the high end. Top 12, top 24, top 36 at your position. Looks like this could be a player that could climb the depth chart enough to be a volatile play, a guy to play lineups with down the line. That could end up that way, but there's also a lot of competition on this roster. We got a slew of running backs. We got T-Mac, who I am projecting to have over a 20% target share easy in this offense once he's ramped up. Maybe next year, later this year, around 25-ish% target share, owning a large portion of the offense. And with him owning a large portion of the offense, and we're deep at running back, JT Sanders, if he takes a step forward, and you got some other wide receivers on the offense like Xavier Legette getting some of those red zone looks. He's good after the catch. You can mess around with him moving around the offense with T-Mac stretching it deep. Jalen Coker, if he takes a step forward, there might be not enough targets to go around for him to be super dependable in fantasy football, but there's also this talent level that we could see him exceed expectations and give you some good moments. And he could be more than expected because he has that in his skill set to be more than expected in this offense to carve out a much larger role. He is a player to pay attention to during training camp for sure, especially next year's training camp, going into 2026, especially this year too in 2025, but it's his rookie season. You got Adam Thielen there on the depth chart. Probably going to be his last rodeo, but we could get another season. You never know. And you're looking at this depth chart here as it turns over time. And if he keeps cooking in practice over time, he could be showing up here, getting some big moments, being a key piece to the offense. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.